Hi, I'm back. For those of you who thought I ran like a coward when I made my first video, that is actually not the case. The reason why I'm making this new video is because I didn't like my first one and I wanted to revise it. First of all, if you are a Tony Smith supporter, I just want to put it out there. If you are a Tony Smith supporter, you love Tony Smith, you're a member of his church, and you don't want to be delivered from his demonic influence, then I advise you to shut down your computer, and I advise you to ignore this and keep moving. If you leave me a nasty, disrespectful, any remark, I will block you and delete your comment. I don't have to stand for it. This is directed to the ones who have been members of Tony Smith's church, want to be saved, and want to become enlightened. If you don't want to be enlightened and you want to be stupid and stay in the dark, ignore this video. To my next portion of my video. Some of you guys have left messages on my recent video that I did saying, does Tony Smith owe you anything? Yes, Tony Smith does. Tony Smith owes me and a lot of members three things. No, a whole bunch of things. Our money, an apology, and he owes us the truth. Just, it's time to tell the truth. It's time to tell the truth. Tony Smith. First, I want to start off with, who do you think you are? I'm trying to phrase this correctly. Who do you think you are to tell people what to wear, where to go, who to call, who can come over to their house, what they can join and what they can do with their lives, how they should do their hair, what kind of scarves they should wear, and how they should be covered, whether or not they should wear facial hair, whether or not they should wear stockings and shoes. If you are not Tony Smith, directed to you, not going to pay my bills, especially my phone bill, my house mortgage, my rent, if you are not paying my car note or my auto insurance, my cell phone bill, my cable bill, buy clothes to put on my back, I don't think you have a say in anything I do. Now, the only way you have a say in anything I do is when you decide to start paying things. Now, if it's biblically sound, then it's okay. Then you can preach and say, you know what, you can't wear that. First of all, Tony Smith, like I said, you didn't give me a dime. Now, this is where I'm going to rebuttal to the person's little, comment. Does he owe you anything? Yes, he does. He owes me money for all those clothes that I had to throw away. Because he's telling me to throw away the clothes. Well, he has to pay for those clothes I threw away. And he has to pay for the new clothes that I buy. Because that is something that he made up. That's his policy. That's his procedure. That is something you want me to wear. If that's what you want me to wear, you got to be like a parent. You know what parents do when they want their kids to wear something? They don't tell their kids, go buy a new pair of clothes or go do this, go do that. They start buying their clothes. Tony Smith, you don't tell people to stop talking to members that you kick out until you start paying their cell phone bill. When you start paying cell phone bills and start paying people's telephone bills, then you can start telling members who and who they cannot talk to. Another thing, Tony Smith tells members they can't go certain places. They can't go to the movies, they can't do this, they can't do that. Well, Tony Smith, I understand you're paying some of the members in your church car notes and you're paying their insurance. Completely understandable. Those members, they have to listen to you. They have to do what you said. But myself personally, I didn't have to listen to you. That's why I kept picking up my phone for members that left the church and got kicked out of your church. So if Tony Smith owes me anything, yes, he owes me and a lot of members a lot of money for everything that we have to do. For not going to people's house, for not inviting people over our house, especially if you're not paying my mortgage. And as far as I'm concerned, when I moved to Georgia, that was, like I said, I was a stupid one. I made that decision to move there. I shouldn't have moved to Georgia, especially when I was being warned. Another thing, Tony Smith, I want to bring up. is that you have a daughter. If I'm not mistaken, your daughter's name is Allie. Now, think about you as a parent and the way you act. You sound like you are a very violent person, I can tell. And you even admit it yourself. I don't think you'd be too happy if somebody kicks out your daughter. And then they kick your daughter out of the church. Let's start out this way. Because you kicked me out of the church. They kick out your daughter out of the church. That's one thing. But then you go direct the person. Then you go call the person your daughter's living with. Especially when you know you're sending your daughter money and telling them they have to kick the person has to kick their daughter out of their house. First of all, you didn't help pay for me to get here. That's number one. Like I said, you don't run me. That sister that you had kicked me out of her house, as far as I'm concerned, you probably gave her a little bit of money, but you didn't give her enough to pay her rent and pay her bills. That you didn't have the right to tell her to kick me out of her house until I got on my feet. And I was 20 years old. Now let's put it this way: you who are parents who have daughters, most guys can get on their feet. Who have daughters, which is much harder for us. And I'm not saying that women are lower than men, but it's more harder because we're more emotional people. It's not easy to be a woman and be in that church and then have your daughter, and then you send your daughter and you can trust a man to say, he says he take care of his own. He didn't take care of me, people, the world. He didn't take care of me. And yes, that's what he says. He always preaches, we take care of our own. I was one of your own members, Tony Smith. You didn't take care of me. You didn't do a thing for me. So yes, you do owe me. You owe a lot of your members money. You owe some members $3,000. You owe some members $5,000. You owe some members probably $10,000. Now, if anybody has a say in what people do in their lives, it should be us, the members. The ones who have given you money. The ones who's paying your salary. The one who's paying for your $3,000 house. The one in the meeting that you said when people thought your car was $30,000, you said your car was $40,000. People should be telling you where you can go with your $40,000 car. Whether or not you could eat at IHOP, Chili's, Ted's, in Denny's. People should be able to tell you where you can go, what you can wear, and how you should look. We should have a say because we're the ones paying your salary. This is the first part of my video for the ones who said that. Now, I'm going to go to video 2 and continue exposing the false, hypocrite, backstabbing liar Tony Smith is.